overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 Tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 Tour.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the 80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
I thought Penny was smart to handle this the way he handled it. He expressed frustration with the system, the chaotic nature of it. The price hike on eggs ain't got nothing on the price hike on basketball players. The same dude who cost you $150,000 last summer is costing you $500,000 right now. I understand his sentiment, but he stopped well short of criticizing PJ Haggerty.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We're going to do our pick 6 favorite Outkast songs in honor of Outkast being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Elevators is the most creative.
Me and you.
Yes. Your mama and your cousin too.
And I can't, every time I hear somebody say me and you, I
just go to the next one, right?
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting a NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
We talked a little bit about Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells, man, he finished 3rd in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Live Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Wednesday, May 7th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, my God, the NBA playoffs have been absolutely unbelievable. Two more super interesting games that went down last night. We will go through what happened in the Pacers, Cavs, and then the Warriors versus the Wolves. There are two more games on tap for tonight. In addition to that, the Cowboys basically won the Super Bowl with a trade this morning. So they haven't announced that they're canceling the NFL season yet, but that might be on the way. We will get to that. We'll get to all the news and notes of the day. Jessica Benson from the Jessica Benson Show will join us as she does on Wednesdays. It is a Wednesday. It's dark and cloudy and drizzly outside, but smile. Let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to get to on the show today, not the least of which was two more entertaining NBA games that went on last night. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Band, Senor Sack, Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance, Dr. Thunder back against the wall. He's Yogi Roser.
What up?
Hello, John.
What up?
Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He's Sir Hiss. He's Walker 93.
What up, my good people? I want to let you know, PSA, because we have so much influence on this show. If Roman Reigns texts you asking for bread, don't respond.
Yeah, there was an unfortunate story that was going around Memphis yesterday, reported by Fox 13, that a unsuspecting lady in Memphis was duped by someone, a Roman Reigns imposter, that would text her in the morning, "Good morning, sunshine," and then asked her for money and gift cards, of which she sent, and she's absolutely heartbroken over the matter.
Downtrodden.
Because she was sending a multi-millionaire most famous wrestler in the world. I suppose she really, truly believed that he was her tribal chief, and the tribal chief needed money.
Roman Reigns' net worth, this was as of 2024, his net worth is about $14 million.
$14 million.
Yeah.
And I would say it's probably more than that.
I would say it's
Shout out
probably
to the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Which of Anthony Edwards' 1 point in the first half did you like the most, Devin?
I enjoyed it, man. It was a fun first half for me, you know. My guy missed a couple of bunnies at the rim.
Bunnies, he says.
Yeah, bunnies at the rim, no snow, you know. Missed a lot of threes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had to figure things out, man.
This was a tough night for you, Dev.
It was a rough night.
This was
for
a
me.
tough night.
I wouldn't say tough night on both ends,
you used to
but
be a Haliburton guy, and
I'm
you ditched
still
him,
a
and now
Haliburton
he's the
guy.
guy.
No.
He's that guy.
No.
Yet you are not a Haliburton guy.
Let's preface this.
No.
I said
you don't get to claim him now. You ditched him.
I didn't
stay
ditch
on that
you.
side.
What?
Stay on that side.
What side?
Roser, tell him to stay on that side.
What side am I staying
Roser,
on?
tell him stay on that side.
Dev, stay on that side.
What happened?
Stay on that
You
side.
ditched him. You
No, I
thought
did
he
not
was
ditch
a
him.
corny
lame. You ditched him, and now he's back to being a big star, hitting big shots, doing big balls. He's cool again.
He's still not cool. I said he can bump, bro. I said the dude can hoop. But I prefaced it with, he's cold as hell, but he is also corny as hell.
Hey, in the final 90 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime, while taking a shot to tie or take the lead, Tyrese Haliburton is now 10 for 11 on those shots.
Why didn't he win Clutch Player of the Year?
91%.
Jalen, I'm going to send you the video of Tyrese Haliburton hitting all these threes.
Well,
in the clutch.
And the crazy thing is, watching him last night and watching that game, I mean, that was an implosion, the likes of which you may never see again. Like, truly, you may never see something like that implosion again. Now, I know you could say, well, they were also down 7 against Milwaukee, right? And they pulled this off. And in fact, I read this morning, the Indiana Pacers now down 7 with less than 1:30 to go in the game are now 2-0 in this postseason. Down 7 with less than 90 seconds left. Are now 2-0 in this postseason. Every other team in the past 20 years is 1 and 384.
Yep.
And of course, I had to go find the one. It was actually the 2014 Oklahoma City Thunder against the Clippers. Of course, it was the Clippers that were the one that, right? It's always the Clippers. You want to talk about snake bit, brother? Yeah. But I could not help but think about last night. And I mentioned this on Gary's show. Remember that Gordon Chiesa, the former assistant coach of the Grizzlies, mentioned he's like, the regular season's about analytics, the playoffs are about toughness. And you watched that way that unfolded last night, and then I actually watched Kenny Atkinson's post-game press conference, and I mean, he just complained about they were just clutching and grabbing us, and they were pulling us or whatever. I'm like,
this is the playoffs, big dog.
I'm like, number one, your best player went to the line 21 times. We're not talking about officials. Number two, Nesmith got fouled on the putback on the putback dunk and drew a charge, which for sure should have been a flagrant against Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are two monster calls down the stretch that actually went your way.
Yeah.
But you're talking about flying around, missing free throws and getting the ball back twice in killer possessions.
I love Nesmith so much, dog.
Yep. Him and Mathurin.
Bro, Pit Bulls, bro.
Yeah, really,
also a free agent this summer.
When you see Nesmith, though, I mean, that really, you think Jalen Wells, don't you?
See, don't do that, bro.
What if the Celtics would have kept Nesmith?
Don't do that, bro.
What?
Don't do that, bro.
What?
My guy just did a nice little community service event yesterday, bro. Don't do them like that, bro.
We keep on talking about dog identification. Somebody send him the tape of Aaron Nesmith last night for dog identification. This is a guy, I mean.
Bro, picking up full court.
Dude, dunking a missed free throw.
Yeah. You got to be a crash out to do that. I mean, you got to be a real crash out to dunk a missed free throw.
When I talk about there are these certain guys, they're willing to die.
Yeah.
To make this happen.
He is a dog, man.
And the Cavs.
Dude, sprinting in and dunking a missed free throw was incredible.
And then picking up full court like, come on, bro. Come on.
Dude.
I'm like, oh, snap.
Yeah, give me all of that.
I'm like, yeah.
Hey, the other thing is this. I saw this stat this morning. It was unfathomable to me. The Pacers had 26 points in the paint in the fourth quarter.
That's crazy.
Wait.
Well, some of those.
That's 104.
Yeah.
If you did that, these teams aren't even scoring 104. That's on pace to score 104 points in the paint. That's crash out stuff. I mean, that is just go. And I got it. Some of them are going to be leak out. Some of them are going to be on the break, whatever. But I mean, you're talking all that stuff, second chance points, extra rebounds, going to the basket, finishing and ones. Like, all credit to the Indiana Pacers and all demerits to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That pass inbounds from Max Strus to Ty Jerome.
Why can't teams throw like we have a talk like
he's 6'3"?
Like there is the lost art of like a post entry pass. Like a lot of players don't know how to throw a proper post entry pass. Dude, there are so many teams you see that cannot throw a ball in bounds.
Bro,
how can we not get the ball? How can you not get the damn ball in bounds?
People get nervous, bro. We seen it. People get nervous. And why the hell is Ty Jerome's been like, we talk about players getting exposed in the playoffs or not being a regular season player?
Yeah.
Ty Jerome's been a disaster.
I think
here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is the same thing that we find to be true in many cases. All right, once you're 8, right? Because you're typically playing. Some of these teams are playing 6 now.
Yeah.
Right. But you got your 8 that you're settling on, and I hear Brian Windhorst always quote Pat Riley on this: "Play 8, trust 7." Right. When it comes to plays, when 3 of those go out, we saw it with our team. You are put into a position that you are ill-equipped to perform. Right? Ty Jerome should not be what he is right now, right? That is happening because Darius Garland is out. Like, there is a role that you are asked to play.
Yeah.
And some guys, it's like, and now they don't have the guys to. Nobody does.
They don't have Garland or Mobley or Hunter.
When you lose 3 of your top 6.
Yeah, 3 rotation guys, big rotation guys.
And we have seen this happen to our team.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it becomes a bridge too far. So it's like, yes, Ty Jerome is getting exposed, but and not having nearly what how he has performed throughout the season, which was a sensational season. He is also now forced into a role that's not right. You need Ty Jerome to be the guy that comes off the bench, changes up the pace, playing against the second units on many occasions. And a lot of times, honestly, with bench guys, what you find is that now in the playoffs, there is no bench guy that you're getting to go against. You're not getting to play against bench units. You're right? Like you were the whole year, it's like you put Naz Reid out there, and I'm not going to bang on Naz Reid, but I'm saying you put Naz Reid out there, bro, he destroys your second unit. Dante DiVincenzo destroys your second unit. All these guys destroy your second unit. It's a whole different world because guess who's still on the court? Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, because Jimmy Butler's playing 41 minutes. He's playing 30 during the regular season.
Yeah.
So you got to play your 15 minutes against Quentin Post. You don't get to play against Quentin Post anymore, right? Yeah. And that's part of it. So part of it is you don't get to play against bench units and the worst players on these teams like you do during the regular season. And the other thing is once you start having guys go down like flies, like they have for Cleveland, I mean, look, all that being said, you can't lose that game.
Nah.
That's an impossible loss.
It's an impossible
was
loss.
Out there exhausted, boy. He got exhausted. He got tired. He ran out of gas.
He really did.
He ran out because that full court pressure was doing that, and we talk about
because much like our team.
Yeah.
There's one guy that could dribble.
Exactly. And if you
with the absence of Garland, it was like, bro, you don't want the pressure on these other guys trying to dribble the ball up the court.
And when he got tired towards the end of that game, we talk about pressure, like the pressure and the style making the fights, bro. Like that Pacers pressure all game was wearing on Don. And you saw down the stretch, he was like, "Yo, I don't even want the ball no more, bro. I'm going down the court. Y'all bring it up."
He softened up, man. When Nesmith dunked that ball on top of him, like Don fell down and he acted hurt for a little bit, and then he elbowed him after that, and then he immediately acted hurt again.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, I'm going down here, bro. Y'all got this. I'm tired of Aaron Nesmith chasing me everywhere, and them hard."
And they gotta look. You gotta say this for the Pacers. They got a bunch of guys that are like, when we talk about playoff built.
Risers, man. Playoff risers, man.
Nembhard had 1 million assists in the fourth quarter too. Nembhard is a gamer.
Second playoff.
So is
second playoffs
Nesmith
in a row.
and Haliburton. It is so wild to watch the trajectory of Tyrese Haliburton because I've mentioned this to you guys many times. I went last year to that in-season tournament that was going on in Vegas. They now call it the Emirates Cup or whatever. But I told you guys many times, that first year that they put that on, I remember vividly being in the T-Mobile Center, doing a podcast with Kevin O'Connor, and us talking about, my God, this really feels like the Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar coming out party. He was dominant, and that's when he did in the Bucks, and that's when he started doing the Dame time stuff, and it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And everywhere you went in Vegas, there are friggin' huge billboards of Tyrese Haliburton, and it was like, whoa, now, this is the coming. And then he got that injury last year, and then obviously tried to play through it so he could get to the 65-game mark, and was never back to being that guy. And then started out this season. It was a continuation to the point where you were watching it and you were going, hold on now. Is he just not going to be that guy? We saw if you go back, the one time we saw them here, I remember coming in and we did the show afterwards and I'm like, man, I don't know about all this. They got the ball in Nembhard's hands a lot now and he doesn't really do anything if the ball ain't in his hands because he's not really an off-the-ball player. Yeah. And so this is kind of weird. And
8.7 assists here.
Yeah, it was like a nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like, bro, what happened? And then this last 2 months, he has cranked up. And that's why I say the trajectory is so weird.
Yeah.
He was, if you go back to that December.
Oh, I'm looking at his December game log. It was.
My God.
He had a couple joints where he was good, towards the back end of December.
No. I'm talking about a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
I'm talking about that in-season tournament. He was the guy. The guy.
Yeah, he was cracking.
He was all NBA first team, everything.
Yeah, 44 and 10, 33 and 10, 26 and 11, 33 and 16, 37 and 16, 33 and 15.
I mean, numbers are crazy.
And 17. Yeah, he was
happening.
Yeah, he was balling. He was hooping, bro.
And it was and then then he just turned pretty good.
Yeah.
But not even all-star level.
Yeah.
And now he's superstar level again. Even this one, and this is the mark of a truly great player. He didn't have double digits going into the fourth.
Nah.
Last night.
He cranked it up.
Same way it was in the Milwaukee thing. Walked into the fourth quarter with a low total, and then walks out, and you look at the end of the game, and it's 19 points. It's whoa. That happened quick.
We can credit for this, right? You see the video going around?
No.
He was at the free throw line, I believe the second quarter, and the crowd's chanting,
oh, yeah, I did see that.
And Don's like, stop yelling, you're going to wake up a monster, bro. He was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't call him overrated. Because he one of those dudes now, and I at first I thought he was one of those dudes where he would hear the chirping and he would kind of frown. He wouldn't respond to it.
Oh, no.
He's one of those dudes now, you yell at me, bro.
Yep.
All right, say less. I got something for you.
Feeds off of it.
Fourth quarter, he piped up, and Tyrese wanted them ones, bro. Don was like, yo, do not do this. You're going to wake up a monster. And they woke up a monster.
All right, so I've got I sent it to Jalen, the Kenny Atkinson thing. You guys got to see this after the game. This is, I always like watching coaches after horrendous collapses to see what they're going to say. This is Kenny Atkinson's last night after the game.
We outplayed them for most of the game. We ran out of gas. We couldn't really separate ourselves. We couldn't get open in the half court. They're grabbing us, holding us. Couldn't really move. We couldn't get to separation. Every possession, they just upped their physicality. Again, grabbing, holding. We couldn't move. We ran out of gas. My only regret, Dan, is not playing more guys. We shortened the rotation. Obviously, that could have been. That's my sole regret. But I loved how we competed. We played our basketball, our identity. tough one.
When he says no separation, I mean, you mean Dean Wade can't get separation?
Yeah.
Sam Merrill can't get separation from
Like you ran into an issue.
You ran into an issue where you want Dean Wade to get separation.
Go ahead, quote Pat Bev. Have you seen that video going around? This is before last night where he's talking about Ty Jerome because Roan, his co-host, is like, Ty Jerome, whatever. And he's like, look, that's going to change when it gets to the playoffs. And then he said, a great line, slow feet don't eat.
They don't.
When it comes to the playoffs.
This right here.
Slow feet don't eat when it comes to the playoffs.
You doing all this trying to get open now, bro.
I love slow feet don't eat.
Slow feet don't eat, bro. And when you trying to Max Struz, he got a little bounce on him.
I'll just say it, dude.
No wiggle.
They've run in. Why does that freaking?
Bro, he's like Shadow Rosen.
They've run into the issue where it's crazy. Yeah.
Hey, this is where you belong.
Yeah,
you belong in the dark.
You think darkness is your
Who put you in the dark?
No, dude, be real. Dude, they gotta play too many white guys right now.
Okay, see, you said
They do. They gotta play too many white guys.
People get on
like,
me
bro,
for
they don't have
saying
Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, or DeAndre Hunter. They have to play way too many white guys. The Grizzlies have run into this issue too, where we have to play way too many of them. It's like it's a real thing.
Turning on our brethren.
I mean, it's just real.
Turning on our brethren.
Nah, like. Go! I mean, I'm dead serious. Go look at the
Turning on Sam Merrill and Dean Wade.
Go look at the Indiana Pacers last night. There's one player who's a negative in double digits on their team last night.
And I'll tell
it's
you,
freaking TJ McConnell. Just
slow feet don't eat right now.
Like you're little bitty. You're too little in the playoffs. It's
Caruso's
a dog.
He's the exception because he's an athlete, bro. He's like a 45-inch vertical.
Yeah.
But Dean Wade's out there trying to do the thing from Friday.
Guess who was
you get open, bro?
Guess who was getting cooked for the Warriors, who we didn't even see last night because he's getting cooked by the Rockets. Man, they cooked Quentin Post when he was in.
You say that, but my boy Pat Spencer, number 61, was hitting hooks.
Love Pat Spencer. Hooks. Pat Spencer is a dog.
He
is. He'll elbow you in the head. He don't care.
No, headbutt.
I don't think Dean Wade's here for respectfully.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
All right, bro, I didn't like the whole, like, they were just clutching and grabbing us. Bro, come on. You got away with 2 monster fouls down the stretch. And your best I'm sorry. You cannot talk about the refs when your best player went to the line 21 times.
No, you can't.
They get 21?
No, the game gets physical.
21 free throws? Bro, that's why they say they can't get the ball in bounds. Playoffs are about toughness.
No, they need that. But they need.
Of course, there was clutching and grabbing going on. These things have been turning into rock fights.
They need Mobley. They need Garland, and they need Hunter. They need all 3 of them.
Because nobody can dribble. Donovan's the only one that will competently dribble.
Right. That was a collapse.
It was a collapse.
Like, there's no way you lose that game, and you didn't lose that game because they clutched and grabbed you.
They
didn't clutch and grab you when Aaron Nesmith dunked a damn missed free throw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just flew in and jumped over your back and hammered it. And then Donovan Mitchell acted injured. I know you're tired. Dude, you're the best player on the team, and they're all looking to you. Dude. You can't do that. You can't act injured there. You can't act injured when you I know you played, you had a great game, but you can't be like that when those other guys are out there all looking at you, and you folded too.
The streets say when you start acting injured.
Yes.
Yep.
And Donovan Mitchell started acting injured last night.
Because he did get knocked into the stanchion at one point in the game. He popped right up. And then late in that game, it was like, I'm falling down. I'm just going to lay here.
He walks like he's laboring all the time. And I mean,
he was hooping. He was giving it all he got.
But that's the thing. Yeah, it's always.
He was all they had.
He's all they had.
Jared Allen was just out there getting cardio.
I mean, bro, not Dean Wade. Is Max Strus, whatever, a couple of the white guys. Max Strus and Ty Jerome took 32 shots.
He said a couple of the white
That's what they want.
Yeah, dude, Ty Jerome has taken 34 shots in 2 games.
Hey, by the way, bro, you see his body language too that bothers me. If I'm his team, and him saying we were getting clutched and grabbed or we couldn't get separation, it's just as a coach, I'm down 2-0. I want you to breathe some life into me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not like the doom and gloom. We're being grabbed and cold. We're grabbed and held. Basically, you saying, if we ain't got them 3 dudes, this might be curtains.
We got to match their physicality. We got to match their fight.
Say that,
Not this is happening to us. Woe is us.
Clutching and grabbing. They're holding.
This
is a victim.
Yeah, right. We have to match that.
Yeah, bro.
This is a fight. That's what these turn into. They're fights.
That's Rick Carlisle you're coaching against.
Right.
Like,
and man, they are so the Pacers. I tell you this, they just stay with that pressure on you.
Stay with it.
I mean, just over and over and over again. What?
Call from somebody.
Oh, Jaren's on the phone?
Jaren's on the phone. Jaren, say here to the people since you want to call me during the show.
I said, you're like the Kevin Hart of what you're doing right now. You're in all the movies. You're always on air. Like, is there an off day?
He thinks you're Kevin Hart.
He calls you Kevin Hart.
He thinks you're Kevin
We're
Hart.
on the show right now, Trip.
What do you mean for what?
For what? All right.
Love you too, Jaren.
We love you too.
Yeah,
All
back
right.
to you, sir.
Look, they just keep the pressure on you over and over again.
Yeah.
And I also think, and there's a method to this, like somebody is going to have to drag them into the mud.
Yes.
Exactly, because they play that.
Because they are just flying up and down. And it doesn't appear that Cleveland is the team that can drag them into the mud, right?
Yeah.
Like it does not appear to be the case. And then it becomes a score fest. And they are, because all of those things, and this is, I mean, it's a fun way to play for sure. And they don't turn the ball over a lot. And Haliburton is obviously at peak of powers right now. But, and we'll get to this when we talk about the Warriors, right? So, you guys hear me over and over again until I make everybody nauseous. Talk about the value of experience and why I always like vet teams when it comes to this stuff. It's because the level of preparation that comes into a playoff series. Now, whatever your weaknesses are as an individual player, whatever your weaknesses are as a team, I have trained myself. I have been through the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours of doing something. I have game planned against all manner of people. And so when people say, well, this guy's not shooting very well, and this guy's not showing up, and this guy's Jalen Green, oh, he was crap, and Anthony Edwards had 1 point in the first half. And it's always young, generally, right? A lot of times over the course of the games, you will find that these young guys, because what happens is, I promise you, like Anthony Edwards, he's getting criticized for shooting so many threes right now instead of going to the basket. Bro, I promise you, Anthony Edwards, right now, there is a chart that Golden State has printed out just like everybody. And this is the difference between the one-game set and now I am playing you in a playoff series. I promise you they know exactly where Anthony Edwards is successful shooting from three. I promise you they know exactly how Ty Jerome gets his buckets. I promise you they know. And what's crazy is on the Indiana front, it's such a mad scramble so often, right? But if you can't, like, so in the Warriors' case, Minnesota had been scoring very well over the course of the last 2 months. Nah, bro. They did it to Houston, and now they're doing it. They did it last night to Minnesota. And it's the reason that, look, they may not be able to have enough offense without Curry because, again, now in the midst of a game, my game plan was a game plan preparing with Steph Curry in mind, right? He's the guy. Once that in the flow of it, and I got it, they lost him in the second quarter, but in the flow of it, but now the game plan is going to rotate. We know you're not going to have Stephen Curry, and so now I'm going to get a whole nother group of problems that I'm going to be able to present you, and you're now having to play a way that, like, that's not how you function, right? I was mega impressed with the Warriors being able to function the way they did down the stretch without Curry. It'll be a much different deal once they are game planned against, right? Yeah. The attention now that Jimmy gets, how they want to play this, and now you're going to be counting on guys that you weren't expecting to be counting on. So I say all that to say, if Golden State, they just did this to Houston, right? Like, you look at the 5 games. Now, they won 5 in the playoffs because they had the 4 wins against Houston and now the first one against Minnesota. They have given up 85 points, 88 points, 89 points, 93 points, and 106 points. They've had one of those games over 100.
Yeah.
One of them.
Sheesh.
And they have had 3 of them under 90. So what they do is they say, all right, it's like the old man team that we would run up against when we were in that adult basketball league back in the day, Roser.
Yeah.
And you would go and you would play against these guys that are like 40 years old, and they would destroy you and make you look horrible. And it's like, what? They don't have a guy on their team that can touch a net anymore. This is great. But they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly, they communicate with each other, and they've been doing this for years, right? And they know, and like, they can figure things out on the fly. Yeah. You, on the other end, dude, the mess that Minnesota looked like last night.
Bro.
That was a different. I told you.
Chris Finch pointed out after the game. He said, like, "Yo, Ant, you're the leader. If you're mad because you're missing so many shots, these dudes are gonna follow your lead, bro. And your body language tells everything,
right?
And like, if you're all doom and gloom and like, he's like, yo, they're following you, bro. And that's why they got drug in the first half because he was missing it. He was like wondering why am I not getting calls? Why am I not? Because he was getting to his shots. It wasn't some like great defense. He's getting to his spots. It's just like he was frustrated. Then it was a trickle-down effect from everybody else. And then Curry was, of course, being Curry. And then Draymond's hitting threes, too, bro. Come on, bro. You don't expect Draymond to hit 4 trays.
You don't. This is the kind of stuff that happens.
Jansport basketball,
right?
bro.
They
Magna
scored
ball,
28 points in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
28.
Always disgusting basketball.
And I told you yesterday, I said, my guess is going to be you're going to watch Minnesota, and they ain't going to look anything like they look against the Lakers.
Them boys look rough, boy.
Instagram told you that Ant knocked off LeBron and Luka.
Oh, no.
Now Steph is
Instagram.
Instagram told you
This man said Instagram.
Hey.
Why is he quoting a social media platform?
Julius Randle had as many rebounds as he did turnovers last night.
Draymond
it's a different
was shooting
world.
magnet balls, bro.
It's a different world.
Dray was hitting magnet, but you don't expect Jansport to hit the magnet balls.
It's a different world.
When does Draymond hit 4 magnet balls, bro?
I'm not talking about offense. I'm talking about defense. They couldn't score.
What about the fourth quarter?
They couldn't score. They're down 20. What are you talking about? Every point that Anthony Edwards scored last night was beyond meaningless.
Attacking the rim instead of jacking up threes.
But it was meaningless. He didn't score until they were down by 20.
It was the difference of way he was attacking.
They were down 20.
No. Once they put Draymond, so the Warriors went like 4. This is beautiful right here. This is beautiful.
That's amazing.
Once they put Draymond back in the game, the Warriors had gone like 4 straight minutes without scoring. And then they put Draymond back in. And once they put Draymond back in, all that going to the paint, doing that crap stopped, and the Wolves went like 3.5 minutes straight without scoring down the stretch.
Attacking the rack, bro. I'm gonna see you in game 2, bro. Because look,
well, now without Steph Curry,
yeah.
But you saw what I saw. Everybody saw what I saw.
I saw game 1.
Come on.
Why does it turn back on when the camera's not on?
Do you know what happens? And this is what I said when people were like, yeah, well, that's just game 1 for the Nuggets. Do you know what happens? There's like a history of the NBA when you play a game 7 and then have a day rest and then have to play game 1. Those teams get beat by an average of like 27 points.
Yeah.
We got beat by 51.
We did get beat by 51 in game 1.
51. You don't win those games.
Yeah.
And so what the Warriors pulled off and what the Nuggets pulled off,
hey,
I mean,
it's big time basketball, but
I mean, and underdogs are now 5-0 in round 2 so far, which is kind of crazy.
Cashing the check, boy, before it's hatched, bro.
Now we're gonna find. Well, look, if they're not gonna have Curry. I mean, he's out.
Come on.
Yeah, they're not gonna have.
Well, no. Come on, Steph Curry.
Losing
Steph Curry,
but I'm not gonna like. You can like. I don't know.
No, I can't.
What do you mean?
I'll go ahead and say it. If Steph Curry plays this whole series, this is light work for Golden State. Light work.
Y'all can't say if because then
they scored
28.
Lose.
Light
He
work.
ain't no defensive stopper, bro.
They scored 28
if the Wolves win
He's
now,
only one of the 10 best players of all time.
If the Wolves win now, it's gonna be like, oh, well, Steph Curry was hurt. Like,
well, yeah, like that's a thing.
Like
that
y'all
matters.
Get to like
we
hedge.
do that every year when
get
John gets hurt.
You do it
every year when John gets
Y'all
hurt.
two get the hedge now. You were so confident about last night. And
Let Anthony Edwards go out, and how good do you feel about
it's
it?
gonna get spooky out there.
Oh, you don't think so? You don't think that they would have a chance?
You can do it, Julius Randle.
I go one step. I'll take a step further, dude. If that Nas Reed injury would have been something serious, and Nas Reed has to go out for the series,
it's tough.
Like that would change things for Minnesota big time.
Use your size, bro. Even though I hate him, Gobert was doing some stuff early. Then he got.
They did not use their size
They
at all.
didn't use their size enough, bro. Like,
no.
Use your size. They used it a little bit in the third quarter. Made their run. Fourth quarter, used their size.
Part of that.
Use your size, bro.
And part of it was J.J. Redick was not on the other sideline. Turns out.
Put all the small people out there. I'm telling you, bro. Hey, look.
Draymond Green is a absolute force of nature
He really
defensively.
is. He is. It's insane.
You watch him quarterback that whole thing.
Yes.
And look, with him and Jimmy, I said this. Even without Steph, you still, if you're at the park and you're trying to win a game, you want Jimmy and Draymond on your side.
I bet Kirk.
You know what I mean? And they just won't have enough offense.
And look,
But Kirk, but here's it. Can you game plan to get you one more win before Curry comes back?
I mean, you
and
know,
he probably can.
Is Buddy
You know
Hield
this,
gonna be?
though.
Is Buddy Hield gonna be a splash brother? Like,
Hey,
all
look,
these things factor.
Hey, watch
into
last
it, bro.
night. All right, so look, the Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield comedy duo.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's my favorite thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's like this old married couple, the Jimmy and Buddy show. Last night, I sent Jay, this is the press conference last night. I was howling at this because they start arguing.
You guys
Look.
are kind of going back and forth in the huddle even. Do you feed off? I mean, we've seen it. We've seen you guys go back and forth. You're doing it right now.
Ask him why he's going back and forth.
Why were you going back and forth?
Because when you know what, I'm not going to say exactly what I say in the locker room, but when I got a mismatch in the post, don't cut. Stay on the perimeter.
If you got a mismatch, you need to go score the ball.
I am going to score the ball. I can't score the ball when you cut into my space. You're a shooter. You're not even a cutter.
Bro, you seen it score
You
the ball.
saw what happened when you shot a layup in the first quarter? Smokey Robinson. That's exactly what you did. Use the backboard, too. Exactly.
Do you guys feed off of this, though? I mean, is it like when you can do this, does it translate to what happens on the court?
It actually does.
Oh, what happened?
Because I respect Butter so much because he knows whatever I'm saying.
My name is Buddy.
But that's short for Buttered. He knows what I'm saying is always towards winning. Same thing that Draymond does and everybody. And you can talk to whoever you want to talk to like that in the moment, and then you move past it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had another something in the huddle. He was like, you know what, you're right. And we move on because the main goal is to win. He understands that I just want to win. I understand that he just want to win. So we're able to talk to each other.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
They are funny.
By the way,
Dude.
him showing up with his shorts backwards too is crazy. That was the part that got cut out. There. You remember
At
part?
the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, he was like, "Bro, you showed up with your shorts on backwards. Shut up."
He said I was yelling at him because he cut. You're not a cutter. You tried to cut. What happened? Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson, bro.
Dude,
Hey, Buddy, he was like, you're not going to score in the isolation anyway. You're not going to do it.
I'll tell you this, on the Jimmy Butler front, for years, we watched him. I had the video years ago where I have to find this somewhere. I promise you I'll bring it back up if they get a win behind and he turns into playoff Jimmy. But I went on this is when Network, Jason Concepcion had his show at The Ringer that he did every Friday. And I went on there one time and he was like, all right, we're going to go to Chris Vernon for some spice, whatever. And I said, Jimmy Butler is the most underrated player of the last 10 years in the NBA. And I said, go through it. And every time it ends badly, I was like, but he goes to a place and then he drags the bums to victories and then he leaves and they go back to being nothing. And he went to Minnesota, and then he went to Philadelphia, and then he went to Miami. And it's like, there's one constant here, right? Bro, if he drags this crew, if he pulls this off and turns into playoff Jimmy and, like, can be the guy, because he's just been team basketball player Jimmy. He's been team basketball player Jimmy, but now he has to go into I'm the best player on the team Jimmy. But he will also gather a tremendous more attention.
He will.
You know,
it's
being
weird.
that way.
It's so weird. Like, I've noticed too. Like, I don't know if we started this weird trend, bro, but like, even the Rockets here, they keep guarding him with centers.
Yeah.
I'll never understand. Like, because last night it was Gobert guarding him. It was like Randall guarding him. I was like, Root?
Because they think he's not going to shoot threes.
So he just put a foot in the paint and just.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you can't guard Jimmy Butler with a center, bro. Respectfully.
He said
I mean, part of that is we don't want Curry to beat us.
So on the Curry thing, he said after the game, he did the walk-off interview. I can't remember her name. He said we need Steph back. Like he said, I need Steph back, and he said but he said the ultimate thing you always talk about. He goes, but we got one.
Yeah,
we got one. We needed to get one, and we got one.
It will be, and this is always the case. And this is, I've said this for all the Grizzlies playoff series, and I say this about all these. This is why I would be like, I always said cause for pause when it comes to the Cavs. With the ebb and flow of playoff series, and this will be very instructive for tonight. It'll be very instructive for the Wolves and the Warriors for Game 2. I want my team to make adjustments and have a vastly different outcome. Usually that is indicative by the margin. When you need to be scared is if one of them's a blowout, but then the next one gets real close. But if it's real close and then the next time out, like there's a reason tonight, and though all these underdogs have been cut, like go look at the numbers tonight. Both those teams that won Game 1, the expectation is that they're going to lose Game 2 by double digits.
Yeah.
Both of those are double-digit lines. I'll bet you the Minnesota line, now that the Warriors news has come out about Steph Curry,
it is also double digits, 10.5.
So
10,
to
10
me, well, guess what? Hey, so here's what I'm telling you, and guess what? That's why I'm scared if I'm beyond being down 2-0. Also with the Pacers, Cavs were double digit. So one of the things that we've talked about is like these road teams have won Game 1s, but at least on the first one, that road team also won Game 2. There was not some kind of drastic difference that took place, all right? Like, now you can argue the Cavs just totally collapsed and probably should have won that game by double digits in the end. They went from should have won by double digits. They were up big at one point, 17 or whatever it was, to end up losing the game. And hell, they were even up 7 when you're up 7 with 90 seconds, I'd imagine the probability of you covering a 10.5-point spread is probably pretty good. Because you're figuring, right? They're going to have to start playing the foul game pretty soon, just to possession-wise. It's going to be very interesting because history will tell you that, like, okay, this went this way for us, so now we're making our adjustments for Game 2. We've seen it, we felt it, we know how you want to defend us. It didn't work out for us, so now we're coming back. And so, I mean, if you're Oklahoma City, if you're Minnesota, if you're Oklahoma City, if you're Minnesota, or if you're the Celtics,
Cleveland.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm like, we got to wax them. Yeah. I'm going to feel good about it if we come back in Game 2 and clock them. But if it's a down-to-the-wire one again, now I'm really worried because it's like, bro, we just made all these adjustments and it didn't change much.
Well, it's like if you're like, I mean, if you're Cleveland or Oklahoma City, it's like, dude, just don't collapse. Like, Oklahoma City was up like double digits the entire game. They're up 11 with 4 minutes to go. And they just...
Well, and you think even back to our series, right? We years ago against Minnesota, we got clocked in Game 1.
We did.
Came back, big difference in Game 2. Yeah. Same thing with the Lakers series. We're clocked in Game... Like, you can have at least, if you're now... Because to me... And this was relevant in the Lakers series where you went, bro, it doesn't matter how many times these teams are going to run this back. They got problems they can't solve. Yeah. These are unsolvable problems. You know what I mean? These are unsolvable problems. If you then, in a Game 2, play this like tight, down-to-the-wire, mega competitive game, then you're starting to worry like, oh, boy, I didn't have something I could just, game plan, and now our life becomes a lot easier. I would be really worried. If I'm Oklahoma City or I'm Minnesota and I don't smack them in Game 2, I'd be like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I would.
I think there's some factors into that, like who plays well. And like I said, you don't expect your best player to like have a first half where he scores 1 point. You know what I'm saying? Or like I think there's some factors.
But I'm saying that's why I'm saying he should. I would expect you get a monster Ant Edwards game.
He's going to go federal.
Right? Like we said, Jimmy said.
And that what I'm telling you is if he doesn't, or if Oklahoma City doesn't pound Denver tonight, I would be worried on their fronts.
Yeah.
Because, they've already gotten game one.
They already got it. Yeah.
They already got game one. Why is game two close?
Yeah.
Right?
They got the game they needed.
They got the game they needed. These are vet teams.
Yeah.
Now you've got to just bomb them out. We felt that in multiple different series.
Yeah.
Golden State, LA, you're playing that vet team. We never win a game one at home.
Nah.
But we smash them in game two. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's a lot better outcome.
Because I don't think we smashed Minnesota in that game too.
Let me see.
Huh?
Grizzlies
Yes, we did.
versus Wolves. What was that, 2022?
Yeah, we smashed them.
20, 21, 22.
That was.
Yeah, we did. We did kill them, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
124-96.
Yeah, we did kill them.
We lost.
It was the game 5 that was the close one.
I
It was
think
the game 5.
I think obviously there was a huge disparity in the Lakers series where we won game 2. Maybe the close one was Golden State, which actually
Golden State was
should
close.
have this game 2 was.
It was 106-101.
So there's the one, right? And look, to my point, there was reason for concern.
I mean, we lost game 3 by 30 ball.
And then we lost game 4 by 3.
By 3, yeah.
Oh, trust me. it's etched in my mind that Dylan Brooks.
The Dylan Brooks game.
We lost game 3 by a third ball. It's crazy.
But then we won game 5 by, what, 40?
Yeah, we smacked.
That was the Al Capone whoop that trick, whatever. I'm just saying, you want to be able to make the adjustments and then feel great about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
I feel you. I think it's still going. I think because of the way these playoffs are kind of swung anyway, how competitive they've been. Even if it's not a blowout tonight, I still feel like it's going to be in for some fights.
We haven't gotten you
No,
said,
there's really been no good smackings in the playoffs.
There haven't been, man.
Bro, stop. See, bro, I've been trying to forget. I'm trying to forget about that, bro.
And the Heat lost by like 58.
And the Heat beat that.
But
they did beat
let's
that.
be real.
I'm trying
Let's
to
be
forget
real.
about us getting
Both 8 seeds, they were not real playoff teams. They weren't.
Okay, I'm not going that far.
I will go that
You
far.
are
The
out of
Heat and the
pocket,
Grizzlies
bro.
were not real playoff teams.
You are out of
They
pocket,
weren't.
Roser. You
No,
are out
I'm
of
not.
pocket,
It's
bro.
true.
You're out of pocket.
It's true.
You are out
We
of
can
pocket.
talk about it. It's okay.
No, it's not
the
okay.
Heat and the Grizzlies were not real playoff teams.
You don't think we would have lost game 3? You don't.
I think we would have won. Yeah, I think, we were up big enough. We
out of
would have won.
pocket, Roser.
We would not
Come
have
on,
collapsed in
bro.
game 3. I think we would have lost
John
game 4 and
Morant
lost game 5.
told you he figured them out.
And we saw with our eyes he
Congratulations.
figured it out.
From the bench.
Great.
He figured them out.
Great.
Roser.
And then we would have lost game 4, and they would have beat us in game 5 in OKC. Wow. Gentlemen sweep. We weren't a real playoff.
Hey, Dr. Thunder's in his feelings because Denver whooped that ass.
It's not Dr. Oh, no, I am
And the Celtics on that ass too.
The Celtics will be fine. The Celtics will be fine. It's hashtag strength in numbers.
Do you understand
It's go Warriors.
Hey, do you understand what I'm saying though? If the Celtics play a close game tonight, I'd be worried. Because I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm saying these game 2s, these are the ones to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because teams have already, I've seen the press conference 50 times.
Yeah.
You said, Jimmy even said it.
Jimmy said it. We got one.
Our goal was to.
We got one.
Hey, it is like mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So now, if I don't smack you around in game 2, now I'm worried.
Yeah.
Now I'm worried because they've already told you, look, we didn't expect to, we were coming here to get one. We want home court advantage back. And now, for the Warriors' sake, boy, they are lucky they held on to that one last night because now you've got to win one of the next 3 for any chance of getting Curry back. And the other thing is, he might be bionic, but I've said this every year for the last 20 years. Hamstrings, groins, calves.
Did you say that was the first time he's ever had a hamstring injury, Rosa? Earlier?
Yeah, it's his first muscle pull since he's been in the league.
Curry muscle pull in 16, 17 years in the league?
We're going to ask for earmuffs on the med nerd side because this is a day for med nerds.
Well, they're going to be everywhere.
Last night I saw this morning. They do that. They track everything now. Curry in the last game, Game 7.
Oh, it's on the speed thing?
No, ran the most he's ever run in a basketball game.
Yeah, I saw that stat.
1.9 miles.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Medner,
See, this is why we do rest and relaxation and recovery, and this is why we do board management.
you know what I mean? It's like, okay, this guy's been running for
17 years.
borderline Kenya.
I know, right?
It's a marathon, right? He's just running the whole. He never is standing.
No,
He's never standing.
He does it.
He's just running the entire time, and so it ends up.
It looks like a board game.
And then he finally, after 36 years, and then that one last 1.9 miles, it finally just gave out. It's like, bro, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. My leg won't go nowhere.
Finally mortal.
The hammy was like, I'm done.
Father Time was like, yo.
And the reason I would be shocked if we see him again, honestly, I got it. I know they're saying it's a grade 1 and 7 to 10 days. Come on. I've been through this 1,000 times. Virtually nobody comes back faster than you think they will.
Yeah.
37
with a hamstring strain ain't the quickest healer, boy.
Well, and here's the other thing.
Yeah, he couldn't
Ain't
even move,
no
bro.
way he's leaving that game. No way.
Nah.
He's not leaving that game.
He would have fought through it, bro. But you could tell he can't even move.
By the way,
half.
By the way, he hit that shot.
Even half stepping Curry is quicker than a lot of people, bro.
He hit that.
This is half moving Curry.
They made the Wolves look so bad last night.
They're
did.
so good defensively.
They look bad, bro. It was a lot of bricks, bro.
28 points in the first half.
Also,
Buddy
they gotta
Hield
stop
is
checking
like
trays, bro. This the worst.
Go to the
worst 2-game stretch in NBA history from shooting the ball from Trey Lance.
Oh, you didn't see Ant when he was asked about it last night?
Yeah.
I think we've got it.
Jalen, you got it, bro.
This
is last night.
You guys going 12 for 76 over the last 2 games is the worst three-point shooting in the history of the NBA playoffs. And for a team that was 4th in three-point percentage.
Why is Julius Randle laughing?
3-pointers made.
12 for 70.
Julius, you was 0 for 3. What you laughing at?
12 for 76.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, attack the basket, please. Also, you saw we had to go back to the Pacers in the fourth quarter when things got better for them. What did they do? Attack the basket.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, Celtics tonight. Hope you got the memo. Attack the basket.
It's going to be fascinating to see if the Celtics do because, again, light underneath are the New York Knicks.
We already think of
Same
Porzingis.
way. Unless, Mitchell Robinson was mega effective just by standing there.
Yeah.
And they don't want to. They want to shoot these threes. Anthony Edwards and Barkley's been on his ass about this. It's not about, I got it. He shoots a high percentage. He hit 1 million threes this year. It's not about, it's about the settling.
Yeah.
That's what it's
It's so
about.
much more
It's
settling
not about
now.
the number of threes. And I know Ant even earlier this year said F them if they don't like how many threes. It's not about the number of threes. It's about that you can get a better shot. Nobody can stay in front of you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You are an absolute force of nature.
Yeah.
Nobody can stay in front of him. Nobody. One-on-one? Nobody. So why? You're just, you remember this was the criticism for LeBron for a long time.
Yep.
It's like, they'll trust us. Please take a step back 3. I'm begging you. We played him in a series.
Yeah.
Every time he shot a step back 3, it was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God you didn't try to get to the rim because Xavier Tillman was under the basket.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All we had was Xavier Tillman. And, of course, in the biggest shot of honestly, the game that lost that series, is the grand forgotten game of it all, is the overtime game. 4 was the one that lost the series. The Lakers series.
Yeah.
That went to overtime.
That was
like 107.
We were up
101
8,
or something.
We were up 8 with like 2-3 minutes left, and
that's the LeBron drive.
But D'Angelo Russell hit those back-to-back threes. They cut it to 2 immediately, and it was like, oh crap.
Yeah. 4 is the one. It's interesting in those series, both the Warriors series and the Lakers series that the Grizzlies lost. You had both those games and got it ripped away from you.
Mm-hmm.
4 was the one that really lost the series when you go back. And honestly, that was probably, that was true of the, what was it? Was it Warriors Rockets? Was that the one?
Warriors Rockets this year?
Was that the one that went down to the wire and they ended up gutting it out? There was one of them that happened already in one of these series, a game 4.
Bro, all these games.
Where it was like, I know, they're all so good, too.
Yeah, they're all so good games. Let's see. It was game 4. It was a 3-point game, yeah.
That was it.
Well, Warriors won that one. Yeah, Warriors won that one.
No, that was the one. And remember, I came in here and I said, bro, that felt exactly like game 4 of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Rockets had the game. They did.
They had it.
They had it. They had the
106,
game.
109. And then the Warriors smacked them in game 5 like the Warriors do. They usually give you game 5.
Right.
Then game 6, somehow the Rockets pulled that one out. And then
That's
game
right.
7,
you go back and you go
7, they said clamps.
Put them in the camel clutch.
There's a bunch of those. Like with the Grizzlies, it was game 4 of the Warrior series. It was game 4 of the Lakers series. And then you just watched it with Houston. It was game 4 of that series. And they were all 3 of those game 4s have it in common where it's like you were the younger, less experienced team and you got that game ripped away by 3 points. Yeah. Or in the Lakers game, overtime. And it's like, because then the series ends and you look back and you go, God, if we'd have won 4, we got 6 with a chance to close out. You don't get 6 with a chance to close out, right?
Nope. Nah.
6 was back in their place with their chance to close out in both of those series. And that's why I was so impressed with Houston. Because 6 was in Golden State with a chance for them to close out. That's how we got closed out. We got closed out in game 6 in both of those series.
It's more like, honestly, it's more like our series with the Clippers.
Yep.
That we lost, where we had to go to L.A. to play game 6 against the Clippers on a Friday night.
Yep.
And it's like, this is the season.
Came back home for the home day game.
And we came back home for the home day, and they were out of juice.
Yeah.
They were total. And the Warriors, it's like they emptied it all in that game 6, and they got back for game 7 home. And it didn't have the juice anymore. It was all gone.
By the way, your boy, you mentioned like that game 7 with the Warriors when they beat the Rockets. Of course, Buddy Hield went 9 for 11. I just added up his last 2 games. The dude's shooting 14 of 19 from 3. Last 2 playoffs.
He's on a heater. He's on a heater right now.
14 of 19 from 3, bro.
That's gonna balance out at some
In 2
point.
games.
Like that's a crazy.
There's somebody you don't. I mean, again,
14 of 19.
It's one of these things where it's like there's somebody that's not going to get paid attention to. I mean, look,
he is sparking that joint. Dog.
Let me tell you something. Alex Caruso don't score 20 points.
He does not. He getting out the mud though.
The looks are.
Yeah.
He getting out the mud.
Hey, Scottie Pippen Jr. is not a 30-point per game scorer either.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody's the benefactor of the attention that is paid towards the others. Buddy Hield is one that,
bruh,
they're just going to have to face guard his ass.
Yeah, just
that's it.
Or make him dribble.
Yep.
Or when he catches, just make him dribble.
Right.
Even Jimmy just told him, bro, you're not a cutter, bro. You're not a cutter, bro.
And you know they got to watch out for our guys. Look, he had a 26-pointer in him in that game 4 that we talked about. That Rockets. Got to watch out for Poddozer. Poddozer's going to have one in him. He's going to have one game this series.
He one of them. He had one last night.
He's going to have one of them.
Did you ever think we would see Pat Spencer in the Warriors Wolves playoff game?
Amazing.
And like making an bro did a hook shot. I said, bro, you get a hook shot on by a white dude, that's crazy, bro.
That dude played 1 year of college basketball.
I will say, to be fair, if you watch the clip, somebody put it on Twitter, like, if you watch Nas Reed, he led up because it's like, okay, you don't expect a dude wearing number 61 to get to the Baja. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't expect him to pull out a sky hook.
That's what Jimmy said.
He's like, you don't expect that.
Not only does he not look like a basketball player, he wears number 61, which makes it even worse.
Exactly, like a barista at Starbucks.
No, it's the extra jersey that's just like in case somebody forgets their jersey, forgets to bring their jersey to the game. Like
Did you see that?
Did
you see that thing that he is the all-time assist leader in college lacrosse history?
Dude, he was a 4-time All-American in college lacrosse.
Hold on, bro.
No, he won the lacrosse Heisman.
Why is he playing in
whatever
the
it's
game
called
in the NBA?
Dude, that's
hilarious.
That's what happened. Dude, he was a high school basketball player, a high school lacrosse player, but he was an All-American high school lacrosse player. He went to Loyola to play lacrosse. He played all 4 years. They made the Final Four one of the years. He was a 4-time All-American in lacrosse. So his eligibility is up to play lacrosse. He cannot play any more college lacrosse. He has not played basketball, like organized basketball, in 4 years. And he uses his graduate year and transfers to Northwestern and plays at Northwestern his graduate year and averages 10, 4, and 4 He was the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 pro lacrosse draft. He doesn't play. He doesn't play.
What is happening,
He signs overseas, and then he ends up back here signing with the Santa Cruz Warriors. He plays for them for 2 years, gets a 2-way deal, spends 1 year on the 2-way deal, and then gets signed to a standard NBA contract.
And now he's rocking number 61
and he wears number 61.
Series.
I would love to, at some point, maybe during the summer, because I know he's always in the gym, maybe we could get Cam Spencer up here. I would love to hear him tell the story about his life and his brother. And if not, we could just probably watch him on Run It Back.
I have bad news for you, Verno. I hate that you said that.
What?
Grizzlies
players go on Run It Back.
He's actually going on Old Man in 3 today.
Cam?
The Spencer brothers are.
No, they're not. Are they really?
I'm dead. That's not even a joke. I'm being dead serious.
That's funny.
Like that you said that. They're going on the podcast together today.
Of course they
Hey,
are.
guys. Hey, if you didn't know there's a studio up in the arena, you can come hang out if you really want to. Jalen Wells, I know you're on Running Back, and they tried to bait you into a John Morant question. You know who wouldn't do that to you? Us 3. Come take a seat, my dog. Come take a seat. They tried to bait him. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it.
We wouldn't do that to you. You answered like a champ, but look, there's a third seat.
All right, look, Jessica Benson's going to be coming in here, but can I just broach this because now it's 1 o'clock. We talked a lot of basketball for last night.
Oh, Rosa, he
Bro,
wants to do this.
Not one time? Are you guys going to? Not once all day
we talked about
have
George
you guys
Pickens?
congratulated me on my Super Bowl championship.
I'm the one that sent it to you at like 5 a.m.
But
this
you
morning.
haven't congratulated me on my Super Bowl championship.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, your quarterback's still kind of incompetent a little bit.
Oh, really? Yeah. Nobody's better at throwing go routes than Dak Prescott.
George
And you know
Pickens.
who's the vertical threat? I saw the list today.
Yeah.
It was Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and George Pickens.
Oh.
Those are the best ones.
Over under, Rosa, what week does George Pickens crash out on Dak Prescott?
1.
I mean, he's going to get pissed at some point. Like
Bro, Dak having to feed CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens
exactly
is going to be a fun one.
CeeDee already hated you last year, bro.
Is your
'Cause you went
offensive
through
line
it.
fixed, or
He
is
doesn't
it?
He doesn't hate
He
him.
was on his
CeeDee
head.
Lamb has 150 catches every year now.
Yeah, he's got to love
He
CeeDee.
gets the ball.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb gets
He was
the
still
ball.
throwing fits last year
gets
because
the
he
Is
was
your
on the ball.
offensive line good?
We got 3 guys named Tyler.
Doesn't answer my question.
Oh, he's supposed to be.
Okay. You have 3 guys named Tyler on your offensive line.
What are the chances?
Tyler
None
offensive
of
line.
and none of them are white.
That's crazy.
3 black Tylers.
3 black Tylers
Oh, you
on
got the
line?
Bama kid.
Huh?
The Bama kid, right, that you just
Was
drafted?
it Guyton? There's Tyler
Tyler
Smith,
Guyton, Tyler Smith.
Guyton, and who's the third Tyler?
Isn't that the guy you just drafted?
The one
Booker?
from there was the one from Booker, the one from Tulsa, right?
You got all these Tylers on your O-line. You still don't have a running back either, bro.
What?
You need a
We got
running-
Javonte Williams from Denver. Maybe we can go get Nick Chubb.
If you get
he
Nick
still
Chubb,
has legs.
If you get Nick Chubb,
Nick Chubb still have legs.
You might be cooking with some grease. But I mean, you still gonna win.
Can Nick Chubb play anymore?
I hope so.
I will say, hey,
Didn't they cut him?
the reason
they cut
why
him, right?
He's
They're moving on.
He's
from
not.
him.
Yeah, he's unrestricted. He's an
They don't
unrestricted
have
free agent.
29 years old.
They do well. Look,
Still tote that title a little
Todd Gurley retired at like 26. He did.
That's still crazy. Yeah. Todd Gurley, I think, is still like 28 years old.
Yeah, no, for real.
like,
Every year we look at that, bro. He's getting younger.
Every
the guy's
year.
been out of the league for 6 years.
My guy getting younger every year.
How
bro.
old
Like,
is there?
Maybe you don't want Nick Chubb,
How old
bro.
is Todd Gurley now?
He averaged like 3 yards. a
Dude,
carry
Todd
last
Gurley
year.
is 30. Like, he is 30 years old.
He's been on the league for like 8 years.
Dude,
I
I
feel
think
like.
the last year he played,
Todd Gurley, God.
he played the last like real year he played. Yeah, he 2020 with the Falcons.
I'm super excited about the George Pickens thing.
I'm happy for you, bro, because you know who made George Pickens expendable, right, Vernon? You know why he was expendable? You know why?
DK Metcalf?
No.
Yes.
No.
That is the
That's
answer.
not the reason why.
No, that's for sure the answer.
Rock Taylor was the reason why he was
Rock
expendable.
Taylor?
They signed the Rock,
Oh,
and they saw
God.
him in rookie minicamp and said, "You got to go, buddy. We're throwing up the Rock in Pittsburgh."
And they got Calvin.
That
And
for
they
sure,
got Calvin.
That for sure didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it definitely
Sure
didn't happen.
No, I think he probably told Mike Tomlin to F off too many times.
Yeah, who's their quarterback?
He's a crash out.
What's his name? Little buddy.
Justin Fields.
No, they-
It's
It's not a Mason Rudolph, is it?
No, they brought him back, but
Steelers.
he's
it's
not.
gonna be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because
everybody
they
keeps
just
saying
signed Lazard. So yeah.
Everybody keeps saying it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
They just signed Lazard, so he's probably Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, they signed Allen Lazard? Yeah, it's definitely going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Rudolph, my bad.
Yeah, come on.
Mason Rudolph's their starting quarterback right now. Backed up by Will Howard. Backed up by Skylar Thompson.
No, yeah, dude. Like DK Metcalf.
Wait, I thought Will Howard went to Indianapolis.
Was this a different Will Howard? No, this is Ohio State Will Howard. Yeah.
I thought he went to Indianapolis.
No, this is Will Howard from Ohio State right here. I'm looking at.
Who's the one that went to Indianapolis? Who did they draft? There was a quarterback. I guess I'm off on that.
Yeah, let me see. Colts.
Daniel Jones.
No,
I know who you're talking about.
They drafted somebody, didn't
Colts. Yeah, they did. Because I said it's a perfect
Riley
fit.
Leonard.
Riley
There
Leonard.
you go.
That's
perfect
who it
fit for
was.
them.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is a Colt.
Okay, so I got that backwards. Will Howard went to Pittsburgh, and Riley Leonard went to. Okay.
Am I right on the Lazard
Indianapolis.
thing, bro? Am I tweaking on that? I'm pretty sure I saw Alan Lazard sign with them.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah, he's been following him around for years.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we got to take a quick
Riley
break.
Leonard may start for the Colts though, because Anthony Richardson.
What about that-
Bro,
that-
Pat
that-
McAfee craps on Anthony Richardson for like 3 hours a day.
Roser, they're not finna start no freaking Riley Leonard.
No, they'd start Daniel Jones.
I don't know, bro. A couple years ago, they even gave my boy
Garner Mitchell.
Ellinger a chance.
Yeah, bro. Nathan Peterman
did
started
start-
games.
Remember that?
Dude, Danucci started Sunday Night Football. So did Tommy
Colts don't care who
DeVito.
they
You
start.
never know.
You never know,
Colts don't
man.
care who they start.
You
boy.
never know.
Hey, my dog found his number 2, by the way. Shadur Sanders.
No, he did not.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see the story?
What, he was forced to wear number 12? They gave him that?
Are you serious?
I just saw the.
You haven't seen the story on this?
No, I just saw the graphic, bro.
Oh my god.
Of his number. What the number he's wearing.
Bro.
Oh no.
He's mad.
All Shadur is?
Oh yeah, well, because one of his business guys, like one of his like video team guys, had to delete his Instagram. That was basically like, we knew this was coming. They gave it to a dude that's never even worn. They gave the number 2 to DeAndre Carter, who they signed off of a practice squad. And how about this? He's worn like 10 different numbers over the course of his career.
Yeah,
this is just like a humbling.
Yeah,
He played
right?
at Sacramento State.
This is a humbling.
That's disrespectful. I thought he was going to do the 12 because of Remix his dad.
No.
Remix his dad.
He
number
wanted
21.
to, and they gave it to DeAndre, who was on a practice squad and doesn't even care about the number 2.
Bro, just buy it off him, Shadur. Get him an AP or something. Buy him an AP.
Yeah, there was a whole
he'll
like
give you-
there was an Instagram message that went out from a guy on his team or whatever, and was all mad about it.
This dude, you got it.
You believe that?
This rockhead dude, you let him out. He 5'8", 180. He got number 2.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, bro.
Look at the numbers.
Bro, career number 6. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He had 1 catch last year, bro.
No, he had 9.
He had 9.
Oh, 9 catches for 7. Come on, bro. Get him out of here. You said he's worn what? 1, 2, 3.
No, that is for
8
sure.
different numbers.
That is for. By the way, Sacramento State. What the? It's the 3rd time we've mentioned Sacramento State.
Shout out Mikey Williams.
You didn't see they got Jaden Rashada?
Who that?
Like the biggest 5-star recruit that was. He's the guy that went to Florida, sued Billy Napier, then went to Georgia and Arizona State. Rashada is his name.
Oh.
He was in Arch Manning's class.
This football?
Yeah, quarterback.
He was going to go to Miami,
And-
then he went to Florida.
Jaden Rashada. And how about this? Even crazier, that black guy that wears the go-go offense necklace that I love, Brennan Marion.
Yeah.
He's the coach at Sacramento State now.
Wow. And
That's
Mike
lit.
Bibby's their basketball coach.
He was the UNLV.
Yeah.
Sacramento State on the come up.
They got Mike Bibby as their head
They got
basketball
two
coach.
former, look, Rashada and Mikey Williams are 2 of the most famous prep players ever.
Yeah.
Rashada was a prep phenom.
It got to be hella money at Sacramento State, huh?
I don't-
Even Shaq's their GM for the basketball team.
It's really weird.
Like Mike Bibby's their
I
head
know.
coach. Shaq's
I don't
their
understand.
GM.
I don't understand what's going on.
Somebody
All
let me know.
We got to take a quick break. We'll come back after this with Jessica Benson, Chris Vernon Show.
Other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that. They dropped these $900 hyper boots. That
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
We talked a little bit about Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells, man, he finished third in the balloting for NBA Rookie of the Year. He's going to be back. He's going to play in Summer League, and maybe he'll shoot some left-handed jumpers out there. Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
This week, we're going to run down the hits and the misses from WrestleMania 41.
The main event, NXT title on the line, Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. One of the greatest triple threat matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm shocked.
And it made history because it's the first time there's 3 black men highlighting the NXT pay-per-view.
Okay.
That was dope, too.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Bane drives. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead. Yeah! Jarrett with a knockaway. Good defense. Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting. Let's go! Let's go!
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance.
But you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Yesterday was the talk of the town. It was a cow on the side of the road.
Do you live close to a movie theater? I'm just curious because maybe the cow was trying to go to the movies.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Jessica Benson, host of the Jessica Benson Show, which you can watch every morning at 8 o'clock on Grind City Media, Grind City Media's YouTube, and everywhere else you can get your podcast. Jessica, texted you over the weekend, and you were
Are
also...
you at Killers?
I did. And I said, are you here? Look, I know you felt the same way about the River Beat Music Festival, but I came on here on Monday, and I said, it's not my scene anymore, but that was by far the best festival experience I've ever had.
Okay, I'm so glad to hear you say that.
It's not even close. Devin, you remember how you talked about the J. Cole thing?
Yeah.
Bro, there was
Everybody giving each other space.
Hey, there was space. You could go to the bathroom anytime you wanted to go to the bathroom. You could get a drink anytime you wanted to get a drink. You could get merch anytime you wanted to get merch. I was like,
that's sufficient.
And they said it was sold out. And I was like, they just didn't sell 1 billion tickets to the thing.
And Deb, you were there last year, and there weren't enough people there last year, right? Like it was such a weird transition from
Music Fest
May, and
to
River Beat comes in and takes over, and I think purposefully didn't sell a ton of tickets. Like there wasn't the marketing.
Right.
I remember so many people last year were like, "You saw Lauryn Hill and the Fugees on the river?" Like I would have been there in a heartbeat. And
I didn't even
there
know this
wasn't
was
like word of
happening,
mouth and that kind of thing. And even this year, it will continue to grow. And there's also baked in, like I didn't anticipate the number of people who would reach out to me just like really angry that I had a great time at Riverbeat. Like people are so attached to the old Music Fest. Yeah. I got another one today.
I didn't get any of that.
They're like, you just don't understand. You're not from. I'm like, well, I actually went to Music Fest for my first 6 years living here. And it was great. A part of it is just listening to live music on the river.
This was so much better than Music Fest ever was.
And I can't explain it to people. I have been to Coachella. I have been to Lollapalooza. Like, there's a different level of organization with some of these bigger festivals.
Correct.
And especially post-pandemic, like, festival world took an even further step. They're so expensive. You have to have the money behind it if you want to get these acts. And I'm not trying to put Riverbeat on the same level of those yet. But I think they have goals, and I think they have the structural foundation to like chase some of those goals. And this was just awesome. Like,
it also just wasn't sloppy. It wasn't drunk people everywhere. It wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't. It was
a vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. And I know I'm
I
incredibly
didn't see
biased.
fights. I didn't see.
I saw some fights on my way home on Sunday, which I was like, it's Sunday.
That's
Couldn't
awesome.
you have done this on Saturday?
That's awesome. I wish I would have.
Arguing.
Honestly, I did kind of miss the fight.
But overall, like it was a pretty chill.
It was.
Environment. Like my one, I guess if I had two things that I would have had them do differently, I hated that they put the DJ sets at the beginning of the night. Because I saw Steve Aoki at 5:30 and I saw Galantis at like 6 on a Sunday, and it just felt weird. And to Steve Aoki's credit, and Galantis did it too, but I thought Steve Aoki brought the crowd alive, which set up Friday being my favorite day to go from Aoki to Busta Rhymes to Ludacris to Missy Elliott. It was like boom, 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 boom.
Amazing transition.
Amazing day. If they had been able to put that at the end, I don't know what the curfew situation is, it would have been awesome. And then just on the flip side of that, to have some good afternoon acts or like bigger names in the afternoon, because the weather, after we got through the showers on Friday, it was beautiful out. And there was no real reason for me to go early to just like bring a blanket, sit down, spend the whole day out there.
What was the age group out there? Like, what was like?
It was really mixed.
It was like
It was.
I thought
a
it was
wide range
really
of age group out there.
mixed.
And I'll tell you this: the reason I was so happy about the whole thing is because I took William down there. He's 15, and I think about I had a level of concern because of my Music Fest history,
or lack thereof that you remember.
It just I can't. I would never have. I was just going to test this out. We're going to see how it went, right? See what it was like now, because I hadn't been in so many years. Bro, if you went back to like my 20s and early 30s, I would never have taken a 15-year-old to that. I just wouldn't. Because I couldn't have found him. I wouldn't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this one, we went to Public Enemy, and I just told him, I was like, hey, meet me back there by that place. Yeah. And then he can walk off and do whatever he wants.
And you could leave
like,
a set and still get a pretty decent view. Like you could see everyone that you wanted bouncing between those two. Like to go from Public Enemy to the Killers, I saw most of Public Enemy, and I still got a pretty good place to watch the Killers. Like there were a lot of kids. The most kids were there on Sunday because of Benson Boone, and particularly like teenage girls. But it was so fun. I saw this group of teenage girls who were at Anderson Paak later in the night, and they were just young girls out at night on a Sunday by themselves for the first time, and one of them's like, "Oh, my mom's here to pick us up. I wish we could stay." And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I love that kids.
The idea that
as
you could
someone
do
who
that.
doesn't have children, so
Yeah.
much of the narrative around like having kids right now that freaks me out is people are always like, "My kids can't do anything. My kids can't have a sleepover. My kids can't go to a
Yeah.
concert. My kids can't go here, here, and here. The world is so dangerous." And I saw so many like young people just having the experiences that I know like help shape me.
That's
and,
right.
Like, go experience that kind of stuff, and they freaking love Benson Boone.
Yeah.
I get
like
it,
him.
but I don't get it. But I
like
get
him.
it.
I like the guy.
Bro, I saw
He's the
more Vincent
first-
Boone's on Instagram stories
Yeah.
than anybody.
I like the guy.
We haven't had a guy
doing flips
in a
and
minute.
shit.
I like
we
him.
haven't had someone for like the young girls to like
a
get
heartthrob.
Yeah,
Like a
I mean,
heartthrob.
there's
I
been
don't- I
so
don't
many
hate
like
on
pop
him.
princesses.
They loved Shawn Mendes for a little while.
Oh yeah.
But
They
he's
did.
not the performer that this
They
guy
loved Harry
is.
Styles. Like there's big Harry Styles like energy, but it really feels like it's been a heavy dose of like every time a big new artist jumps on the scene, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, like it's always been, or at least recently, it's been a lot of women. And
Yep.
so I understand he flips like
Yeah.
a million times.
I kind of
a set.
like him.
I saw him flip once,
he's
and I
a
was
hell
like,
of an
"Oh, I got
entertainer."
it."
He is. He's a good performer.
And to go from
Good
SNL,
performer.
and it's such a good get for that.
Yeah.
Like I
He
honestly
went from
think
SNL to Memphis.
he went from SNL Saturday night
Yep.
to Memphis on Sunday, and he was a hell of a performer. Like
Yeah.
no energy drop off, and even going back and watching him on SNL, just the confidence that he works with was fun to see. And they obviously booked him before he started getting big, so it just worked out well. He probably could have been the headliner on Sunday.
For sure.
Like I think I love Anderson .Paak. His vibe's awesome. He puts on a great show, but they probably could have used just a little bit like juicier of
Yeah.
an end to it. But that's how music festivals work because you want people Friday, then the word of mouth goes, you come Saturday. But the Killers were
Amazing.
incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Did everybody
We
sing
jumped
my-
our faces off.
Oh,
Devin.
they're so good.
Benson
Okay.
Boone missed opportunity though to leave SNL and not do an Instagram post of "Get me to God's country"
God-
and
oh,
him
wait,
be
that
coming
would've
to
been so
River
funny.
Beach. Yeah.
God's country, River Beach. I want to know. I gotta ask y'all this question because you said y'all jumped around. Did you jump around?
No.
Can you explain to me the jump around thing?
I'm old. I can't.
The
I might
music.
tear my ACL.
What do you mean to
bro.
jump around?
Like when you're
Like jumping-
moved to jump, to
like-
bounce.
like jumping-
It's the hands in the air and it's the jump. Jump.
I don't.
I've never
jump.
understood it, bro.
I don't do it.
I asked Darnell this question.
You got to go
What do
from the getting low.
I said, why do
To the
white people,
jump.
when they like get the urge to dance, they just jump?
I think it's just like
vertically?
we're excited to move. We don't
Yeah,
have a lot
like-
of places. I think this is a problem
It's
with
like
my
a- it's like
culture.
a- it's like
we
a-
don't dance
Yeah.
enough. And so when you get in a space, you like don't really know what to do, and the easiest thing
What
to
do
do
I do
is
with
to
my
jump,
hands?
and you just start going.
So you just jump. I was always.
No, I was standing.
You were standing.
It was a
Yes,
great
I was just
time.
standing there,
What'd you
nodding
eat?
my
What's
head.
The food? What was the food vibes? What'd you eat?
I didn't eat.
They had.
I drank White
Have
Claw.
have you jumped at a concert? Like you have?
Me? Yes.
Have you been? No, not.
I've been in pits.
Yeah, like I have too. Like yeah, dude, I've jumped. I've been in
like
mosh
jumping.
pits. Like
I like jumping.
I've crowd
I woke up on
surfed,
Saturday
like-
and my legs hurt so bad. I was like, I'm old. I was so strong
And you're
for
off.
2 days.
And you're off a torn
And I'm-
Achilles.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
me
can't be
coming
so
back.
tough.
I did my Achilles at
Held up?
Ludacris. Yeah,
You
but
were
there was a
jumping at
moment.
Wait,
No,
you
I
were
wasn't
jumping
jumping
at
at
Ludacris?
Ludacris. I was getting low at Ludacris, and then you come the other way. And I was like, you cannot go the same direction that you once went, okay?
All right, what are the 5 things
That's
we need
one
to
of
know
them.
about?
So we're good
Yeah,
on that.
River
Just
Beat.
catching up on
Yep.
River Beat. It was a great time.
man.
I really do look forward to seeing how it continues to grow. All right, something that I absolutely know you guys did not track on Monday, but it was the first Monday of May, and you know what that means. No, you don't. It's the Met Gala. The Met Gala was on
Oh,
Monday.
God.
But
Lord.
I have a sport connection to it. This was the sportiest Met Gala that we
I
have
saw
ever had.
Andre 3000 with the piano on his back.
Andre 3000
then
was
put
there
out
with
a
the
piano
on his
album.
back.
I saw Buddy get ripped his clothes apart with the F1 guy.
The F1 guy ripped his
I
clothes
saw
apart.
that. I saw
but
my boy Future look like Wanda Sykes.
He
He
did.
kind of was like
That's tough.
Diana
I saw.
Ross had like a killer train. Zendaya looked like Carmen Sandiego.
I saw Rosa Parks on somebody's crotch.
They are trying to figure out
see
if
that?
Lisa had Rosa Parks on her.
a lot of people not wearing pants.
Yeah. And
All right,
a
so
lot
what
of-
do we need
you
to
wanna know
know?
what we didn't have? You want to know what there wasn't?
NBA
not one
player.
not one active NBA player at the Met
Well,
Gala.
LeBron was supposed
I don't
to.
want to hear it.
'Cause he sent
was a
Savannah.
He
How
was a
did
co-chair.
Jared not get invited to that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
and
what I've been trying to figure out. I've been
It's
trying to
so
figure out why
interesting
Jared
because
won't
NFL had like a litter of
Yeah, like
Was that right?
Stephon
players
Diggs was
represented.
there.
Like Jalen Hurts was there, Joe Burrow was there, Stephon Diggs was there, DeAndre Hopkins got invited.
Well, in fairness,
Saquon Barkley was
in
there.
fairness, the playoffs are going on right now.
Yeah, but a
But
lot of people
Jared's
have been
not.
eliminated. And you're right, because
Jaren
the
could've got an
mainstays
invite.
are SGA
He's
and
not
Russell
that
Westbrook.
famous.
But he's in the fashion world.
Shea and Russ are your biggest fashion connectors at this point. But I think there's kind of a disconnect with the pop culture space in NBA right now. And the Met Gala is always hard because it is May, so the playoffs do have a part in it. But like there were a good number of WNBA players this year. Angel Reese was back. A lot of members of the New York Liberty were there. Jonquel Jones was there. Sabrina Ionescu was there. DeWanna Bonner was there.
I think your question needed to ask though is how many NBA guys would say yes.
But that's
I bet
the
they did
problem.
get invited.
But
I bet they invited Devin Booker, and I bet they invited
shtick. Like it's to be a part of the culture conversation. It's the hottest ticket.
I understand.
In that space.
Like last year, what's her name was at the Met Gala? I'm looking at a photo. Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why nobody wants to go.
But LeBron was a co-chair this year, so I just find it odd that LeBron didn't try to muscle in some NBA representation.
Well, he's got to prove to everybody that they lost because of his knee.
Of course. Well, he couldn't be there.
Yeah, why would
Savannah could be there, but he could not be there.
Tyler Hero could have been there.
That's what I was gonna say. Who would be the obvious? There's not an obvious choice.
Representation for the NBA, yeah. It's a lot. It's a fashion league. Everybody cares about fashion.
I was kind of surprised Wemby wasn't there.
Yeah.
Especially
LaMelo.
LaMelo could be there.
LaMelo for sure could have been there.
LaMelo feels like a Met Gala guy.
Absolutely.
Not a playoff guy.
Him
but
and
a Met
Jello,
Gala guy
him
for
and
sure.
Jello both could have gotten an invite.
I'm with you. I do think we need more NBA representation.
By the way, is he still a
Saquon
thing?
Barkley wearing that terrible suit, and I'm like,
if one more man wears a basic suit at the Met Gala,
Is Jello still a thing, or is he?
I think he was a one and done.
He
had two and done. He did two. He
A
did a
two
song.
and done.
He had some baby, please shake that for me.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Edit, staying power.
Jello.
ESPN was on the red carpet, or not the red carpet, but the Met Gala carpet for the first time, and I saw a lot of people complain about, because people love to complain about absolutely everything. People love to complain about the Met Gala. There's Joe Burrow.
That's a terrible
Joe
fit,
Burrow
bro.
pops up.
ESPN
I didn't
was
love
at the
it.
Met Gala?
Angel Reese.
Why were to
Because
cover the athletes there?
I think it's just this continued connection. Justin Jefferson was there.
Okay, Justin Jefferson, bro.
Justin Jefferson and Brianna Stewart probably had the two boldest.
Who is this?
That's
DeAndre Hopkins. Why is he
That's
there?
DeAndre Hopkins, yeah.
That's Brianna Stewart.
She looked like Michael Jackson.
I know.
I said Boy George.
But I appreciate
Brianna Stewart?
Yeah,
She
I
looked like
said,
Michael
but I thought
Jackson
it
on
was
that
Boy
cover, bro.
Colin
George.
Kaepernick was
and
there.
Nessa.
That's a fly suit Cap got on, bro. That's fly.
With the little
classic
cape
man.
situation.
The cape, yeah.
Real classic man vibes. Who else we got? That's it.
Is that it? That might be the only ones that we had. And there's a
I
Have you
need
listened
that
to his
outfit.
new album?
Hell no.
I haven't either.
You can imagine carrying that around. Like, how do you sit down?
Wait, you have to hear this though.
They kept saying, he explained this on some podcast or whatever, that he's doing this stuff, like the flute
'Cause he
thing
likes
and the
it.
piano thing and what. Yeah, but it doesn't count against his. He was trying to, he's got a record deal where if he records something that it counts against, but because that's a different genre, it doesn't even count against his record deal thing. And
Okay, one of the songs on this piano album,
Come
this
on.
is the name of the song.
It's
The name of the track is When You're an Ant and You Wake Up in an Awesome Mood, about to drive your son to school, only to discover that you left the lights on in the car last night, so your battery is drained. All lowercase.
All right, who does he think he is? Fiona Apple?
Who does he think he
Big
is?
brain.
All right, so that was what the girls were talking about this week.
Met
That is
Gala.
the Met Gala. The biggest story of the day is, or I think this goes out of order. Roser, what was next? The movie star?
I think the movie star was.
Okay.
But if you want to switch it around, you
But
can.
I was going to say, the biggest story of the day is the conclave has started. And I wouldn't normally be following the selection of the new pope because I'm not Catholic. But this has become a
Because of the movie?
massive... I think the movie has helped make the conclave
I think so
a pop
too.
culture story.
It's a thing, right?
People are betting on it. There was a report that more people are betting on who will be the next pope than on the NBA playoffs. Like, it is one of the biggest bets to make right now.
I'm not sure the Lord approves.
They're also saying it's the most difficult prediction to make because obviously with betting markets, like I think the last U.S. presidential election, like they predicted that Donald
Pauly
Trump
market.
would win. But with the selection of the Pope, there are so many relationships and like just
Have
strange
you watched the
things.
movie?
Yes.
Is it good?
I really liked it. Do I think any of the
Is
three
it
of you would like
boring?
it? You would probably all think it was boring. It's like
boring.
a character study. It's a bunch of gossipy cardinals trying to make a pope.
You know, I'm not the movie king. I'm the trailer king. I watched the trailer, bro. if you bore me that much in 2 minutes,
John
I can't
Lithgow,
imagine.
It's Stanley Tucci. It's Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for? It's beautiful.
Okay, how much are you going to bore me in 2 hours?
Wait, John Lithgow's in
How many snores?
Oh, he's awesome.
Exactly. That's right. Roser might like
John
it.
Lithgow's
It's not a
great.
very long movie either.
Oh, it's not?
And it has a twist at the end that pissed some people off.
Okay.
So there's your poll on it. But it has set up where, like, apparently, according to Political EU, some of these Cardinals are pretty new to the Cardinal game.
Does anybody know any of these people?
I mean, people have done extensive thought pieces
so is
on
it
many
like
of them.
who votes for this?
They're watching the movie. Some of them are apparently watching the movie though to prepare for the conclave to see how it works, like to see how it goes down. And I don't know how many, because this report is just like some, but it's wild to think that they went and watched Academy Award nominated Conclave to get ready for their own.
And you said that's
conclave.
So the Cardinals are watching this to
Well, they
figure
watched it
out
before. The
how
conclave
to-
has begun, so they're completely shut off from the outside
So
world.
it could
They
be
can't
any
have
Cardinals. So it could be
any.
any of the Cardinals.
Yes.
All right. And then I vote for Albert Pujols.
Yeah, I'll take Jim Edmonds.
That's my selection
I want
of the
Albert
Cardinals.
Pujols. I want either Pujols or Molina. They're not doing anything anymore. Well, Adam Wainwright can do it if he wants to be the Pope. I didn't know we were just nominating Cardinals. This is right up my alley. I know everything about
We'll
this.
go all day with Cardinals.
Well, if we're making it like a pop culture and influential story, like I think Caitlin Clark should be the next Pope, honestly.
The Pope.
I think people would really pay attention then. But it is really interesting to see non-Catholics, just anybody be like, I wonder what's going to happen at
Are
the
they all
conclave
like
this
John
week.
Mark or Mark Paul or John, what, you know what I mean? Like they're all
Adrian. There's been several Adrians.
Pope Adrian.
Here's the
Yeah.
Pietro Parolin, Louis Antonio Gokum Tegel,
These names are
Fridolin
wild.
Mbango, Anders Ereboralius, Jean-Marc Aveline, Charles Mongbao,
Oh,
Pablo Virgilio Ciango David.
Yeah, there've been
They're really tough to
266
But they're not all Italian.
popes.
The Cardinals come from all over the
I just feel like
Yeah, you got John Paul,
when you say stuff like
Benedict.
that, you got to do this.
like there's more
And also Lorenzo Jones,
Yes. Yeah, you can do that too.
the Black Pope, the first Black Pope.
Right, we
there
need
could
the first.
be
Why
that.
not?
That's one of the
Why not,
options.
Really?
Not
What's his
Lorenzo
name?
Jones.
What's his name? Antonio Smith. Antonio. What's his name?
Let's
There's
see.
Fabian.
Fabian.
First Black Pope.
Robert Serra of Guinea, Peter Turkson of Ghana, and Fridolin Mbango of Congo.
Let's go.
If any of the three of them were to be selected, they'd be the first African pope in more than 1,500 years.
So who
1,500.
It's been a minute.
Since AD.
So who
bro.
votes for all
Sims
this?
and shit.
Like who votes for this stuff?
The Cardinals.
The
Cardinals.
conclave.
They have to
Bro,
come
Jim
to it.
Edmonds
Okay,
in
the
them,
way
bro.
How many Cardinals are there?
Let me teach you
There's
about the
hundreds.
conclave.
What? Do I need to drive you to St. Louis? We got Bob Gibson, Stan Musial.
Ozzie Smith.
They all go into
Lou Brock.
the Vatican, and they're in there for as long as it takes, and they cannot leave until they reach a 2/3 majority.
Wait,
So
how
at the
many
end of every day,
Cardinals?
they burn the votes, and then if it's black smoke, the pope has not been chosen, and if it's white smoke, we have a new pope.
That's cool.
And it usually
How
takes
many
like 3 days.
Cardinals? How many Cardinals?
I don't know the exact number.
And is this
Don't
just
ask me
like, are they all
important
nominated
questions.
and they just all vote, or is
Yeah,
it
like,
like
anyone could. It said okay.
No,
Expected
it's not like there's,
133
like-
cardinal electors, and there's always like names. At
it's
the
not
head
like a
of it, but things
presidential
can
election?
change.
It's not like a presidential election
No,
where it's
anybody's eligible.
like where you win the primary,
You could
and
be a
those are your
nobody.
candidates.
What I learned from Conclave the movie is you could be a pope that nobody expects, and then suddenly like you're in the mix of being named pope, or you could be a cardinal nobody expects.
Yeah, like Pope, like Cardinal Benedict from
Yeah.
Memphis could all of a sudden be the Pope.
When you don't know how many of these guys have been like maneuvering behind the old Pope's back for a long time
Right.
for this very moment.
Yes, and the old pope put a lot of new cardinals in
really
place
should
to
be
try to
like-
carry on his
No, this is the new
legacy.
Netflix show.
This should be
really
like a
should.
reality TV show. This really
Make
should
it a
be.
YouTube series, then make it a Netflix
Yeah.
Put it on
Choosing the
TikTok.
Pope.
We'll all watch
Yeah.
it.
Make it like Pop the Balloon.
Yeah.
Pop the Balloon, but Pope edition. You know what I'm saying? Walk there and just pop the balloons and
That's
shit.
absolutely
You know what
what
I'm
it should
saying?
be.
I'm with that.
That is what it should be. All right. Last, but we'll just talk about things that are coming out, things that are on TV right now. My entire life has been the NBA playoffs, as I'm sure that yours have been outside of going to Riverbeat. I am watching a show called The Rehearsal, which I do recommend cautiously. It's the weirdest show you'll ever watch.
Yeah,
It's
Nathan-
Fielder.
yeah.
Season 2, the entire thesis of it is on plane crashes and if plane crashes could be prevented if there were better relationships between the pilot and the co-pilot. And for people who don't know, the whole point of the show is he recreates, like in incredible detail, situations and then has people play out those situations in a fake environment so that hopefully when they do it in a real environment, it's more effective. And like episode 3 is hands down the most absurd, wild episode of television that I have ever watched and probably ever will watch.
Everybody told me to watch season 1,
This
The Rehearsal.
sounds like a great TV show.
Yeah, it's called.
It's really weird.
It's HBO.
Like you're gonna watch it,
Yeah.
and it's really strange.
Yeah.
And it's super cringy.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes you feel uncomfortable in a lot of different ways. But it is good. So
Gotcha.
I do recommend it because of episode 3.
Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch The Last of Us.
That was going to be my other one.
Really?
If you haven't watched The Last of Us, season 2 has been tremendous. And I fully recommend. Not the kind of show that I would normally watch either. I'm not like a big.
Did you ever watch? Do you ever play the video game?
Dead.
This is a show
I'm
that's
surprised
based
you
on the
didn't play
video game, The Last of Us.
My
and
husband played the
everybody's-
video game,
Yeah?
and he loved it. So he
Loved
was
the
very
video.
excited for
Gotcha.
the show. And then season 2, everyone was very, very. Those who played the game were like, "Oh, just you wait,
Just you wait.
just you wait." And
Oh, it's
I
like the
gotta
people that
say,
read the Game of
just you
Thrones
wait.
books.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were tapped in before they were tapped
Yeah,
in.
and they tried to warn. But
It's
we
awesome.
were not warned. It is
So,
awesome.
Is
Highly
anybody
recommend.
famous in there?
Pedro Pascal.
That does nothing for us.
He's gonna have a big summer. He's
Is
in a
that
lot
the
of stuff.
Marlin shortstop?
I
Is
can't
that the
believe
guy
you
the
love
vote
Pedro
for
Pascal.
Pedro and Napoleon
Does
Dynamite?
he play for the Pacers?
He is
his
this
name?
summer. He was on Game of Thrones. I always forget that he was Oberyn. But he's doing a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I see
We
him.
all like him. He's hot.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. I know that guy. He is.
Hot.
Who's
He's a
he?
good
He
looking
got his
man.
freaking head.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he got his head like squashed on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think
But
that-
It was
wait,
the mountain. The
they think
mountain
this
got
dude's
him.
attractive?
Yes.
This dude look normal as a mother.
Well, there you go.
He looks like older Benson Boone.
Yeah, he was on.
does.
You know what? We said that while we were watching Mexico.
He does look like older Benson Boone.
He looks like
I could see the family tree having
does.
some
Yeah.
connectivity
He looks
there.
like Benson Boone's dad.
That's
Yeah.
so
Strong
funny.
face,
Game of
bro.
Thrones and then Narcos. Yeah, that's how I know that
He
guy.
has a strong face.
His face strong as a
Strong
mother.
face. What is that?
He
He's
got
got
a
strong facial
Calm
hair.
down over
too.
there.
He got a strong face.
Calm
He does.
down.
Strong.
Chill out.
He
He's
does.
like strong facial features.
He has strong potential to become like big.
Who?
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, at 50? He's
Yeah.
50.
Do you know how long it takes to make a movie star?
I
This was
guess.
there's a
I mean,
new episode of I don't know if you
Tim-
ever listened
Timothy
to The
Chalamet's
Town.
like 22.
Who?
Timothy Chalamet's like 22.
Yeah, and
He's
yet
a movie
if you
star.
look, so there's this list. They've been doing this research on like who is a movie star, and it's this group that they talk about on The Town, which I listen to occasionally, which is like the business of movies.
Yeah.
And when you see the top 25, they go around and essentially ask people like, name 5 movie stars, and they compile the data that way. It's all old people because
Yeah.
it takes so long
Yeah,
to
you're
build the
right.
capital of being an actual movie star. Timothy Chalamet's not top 25 on that. He's just outside the top 25, so he can
Interesting.
still do it.
What
But
if-
look, it's like Denzel
Denzel.
Washington, Tom Cruise,
That's
The
true.
Rock, Brad Pitt. Ryan Reynolds, I think, is probably the youngest of this grouping.
Where is Michael B. Jordan on that, John?
No, but I bet he will. I bet he
Kevin Hart,
would
that's
be next
me.
year.
I'm the Kevin Hart of GCM, apparently.
I think
DiCaprio being 10th is-
Leonardo DiCaprio would be much higher on the ones I listed.
Yeah.
When I think of movie stars, I think of Leonardo DiCaprio.
And when I think of, and they
Yeah.
talked about this on,
He has
like,
a good
when
name,
younger
too.
people are being introduced to like cinema, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like resume that
Zendaya's
you're
on
kind of
that,
going
John?
through.
I would-
Zendaya has moved up.
I do not
tremendously.
see Robert De Niro on there, and he's absolutely who I would have said number 1.
Interesting.
He's the first name I would have said.
The youngest are Zendaya and Margot Robbie.
In
It's
talk-
been easier for young women to move into the movie star space as of late than it has
You
been.
haven't
for
watched a Robert
men.
De Niro movie in 20 years.
Well, I also haven't watched
No,
a
you
Tom
watched
Cruise
you
movie in
watched The
forever
Irishman.
either. But I
Top Gun
know.
Maverick was literally last year.
Have never seen Top Gun.
What?
Yeah, that's my thing.
And
we
the-
all got that. Everybody's got that movie they haven't seen that's super famous. Everybody's got one.
and
Top
there's
Gun's
Top
mine.
Gun?
They also have a new Mission Impossible coming out this summer.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm saying
Did it
I haven't
3
seen them.
times.
Also, I feel like.
thought the mission was
Wait,
impossible.
Roser, didn't you see Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, never saw it. And I love Scorsese. Never seen it.
Interesting.
Because it was like, everybody told me it's like 5 hours long.
It
I'm
was
like, man, that's a
long.
commitment.
I don't think I've seen Robert De Niro in anything since Meet the Parents.
I saw The Irishman.
The Irishman also long.
Meet the
The
Fockers.
Irishman long, and he's great in
I'm
that.
trying to think.
He's great in The
Been a
Irishman.
long time.
Yeah.
my God,
We
81
also,
years old.
it was such a representation. Like we don't get comedies anymore. I know
we
we've talked
don't.
about this on the show
Yeah.
many times, but it's
Yeah.
so
Don't.
frustrating. Comedies don't drive the box office. Even if you look, like I'm gonna go see Thunderbolts this weekend. I think I'm not a Marvel person, but I've heard enough good things about it.
Everybody keeps telling me it's
Right?
good too.
So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna finally go see it.
Thunderbolts.
And then Final Destination Bloodline comes out this weekend, and it's the hot anticipated box office movie.
Hey, let me tell you about
it. Looks crazy.
Bro, the preview blew me, bro.
Yeah, it's for Sinners.
Yeah,
before Sinners.
Yeah.
And they use like that old 60s doo-wop song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this...
I'm good.
I know.
The Trailer King liked the Final Destination trailer.
It blew
that
me,
was
bro.
great.
I saw the weirdest tweet.
It blew me.
And it said that Final Destination Bloodline will include the oldest person ever burned alive in cinema.
Oh, no.
It's like a stunt double who's like very, very old. I said, that's not something I needed to know.
I've never seen any of them.
Oh,
You've
bro,
never. So when you drive, drive behind a truck with logs on it,
to this day, I can't drive behind
you're at
them.
peace.
Yeah, no, bro, I freak out because of that.
I've never watched Final Destination. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen the
first.
Really?
I can't do that. I can't do the behind the logs. I can barely do beside 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
I hate being
when
next
I'm
to
on a roller
18-wheelers.
coaster, I get a little
Like
nervous.
you think about
when
the
I'm
movie,
in an
bro.
elevator, I think, what if my head got stuck in these doors?
I tweak out, bro.
Yeah, I never do
I
that.
tweak
But
out
no, the
Never been in a
logs on the
tanning
back of an
bed.
18-wheeler and being next to an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Just because of Final Destination.
Can't stand it.
Terrifying.
Terrified.
Absolutely terrifying.
You never watched the old ones?
I'm glad I've never watched
Oh
this.
yeah, it freaks you out.
Yeah,
bro.
no, they-
like if you see logs, you're like, oh snap, let me
But then that could set off the chain of events that it's just a terrifying little thing.
Wow.
But that trailer, I feel like the trailer told me everything.
Yeah,
about
it was
the
awesome.
movie.
Awesome trailer. Awesome trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd watch the whole movie, but I'd watch the trailer again.
I said I'll just wait and watch it in pieces on TikTok. That's what I do with horror movies that I don't want to go see.
That's for sure.
I'm with it.
All right.
It's going to do it for... Oh, who do we like tonight? You think both of them come back and the Celtics and the Thunder both even it out?
Celtics attack the rim, yes, and then the Thunder, yeah. By the way,
Do you think that we get two non-competitives?
I think it'll be competitive.
Really?
I hope not. It's been back-to-back.
I know, right?
Because if not, we're fine.
Because these are both, again, double-digit spreads.
Yeah, and it really has
So-
turned into you can't miss the game.
I know.
Like you have to watch all of them. You can't tap out at half.
I know.
You're stuck in it.
I will be. I think the Celtics win comfortably. I think the Nuggets are going to keep it close.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because if it's not, I'm firing up shooting guards. You know, that's on Netflix now. The Gilbert Arenas documentary.
Oh.
Him and Javaris Curtin.
Yeah, that came out yesterday,
Yeah,
didn't
so
it?
if it's a blowout, I'm straight.
Yeah, but that's
to-
only those are only like 50 minutes
Yeah.
usually.
I mean,
those
my attention span's
those
not long.
episodes. No, but I'm saying like we can watch that anyway. Like I mean,
That's
you got
true.
time to
I can watch
that.
it before the game.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that as well.
I've
Because
heard-
Javaris Crittenden's in it.
Yeah, he's in
being
it.
interviewed,
Yeah, he's
right?
in it, yeah.
I mean, look, Arenas talks every day. I don't need to see Gilbert Arenas talk. but
I've read some stuff. They said it makes you even think Gilbert is more of a scumbag when you watch it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're like, yo, this dude is a scum dude. But I'm gonna watch it for myself.
All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. Thanks to John Rose across the glass. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Jessica Benson. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we go.